Jumping in here, Glaive actually going for armor, not the utility. So maybe that in-game leader conversation might be an interesting one to have in our post-game interview if Astralis get the win on the board. But we will see a smoke for Device and Magus, a couple of flashbangs, and a Molotov in play. It's towards Yard, and down pop we go. We're getting stuck on in.
Yeah, early smokes are going to really divide this site up, make those Glocks a lot less intimidated by the USP. Look at these close fights now. They're all perfect for the Glock, and he just has to connect. He doesn't. dupreeh veers away. Glaive has drawn first blood in his debut back in the Astralis starting roster. Wow, quick from dupreeh. Mo's down 2, looking good for a third. He does! Swaps up to the USP and knocks Obo's socks off. That's 4 in total. And that's quite a way to announce their arrival into the server. Astralis quad kill on dupreeh and a pistol round victory. Forcing in. Double scouts. It's train. It makes a lot of sense. You're going to be seeing the scouts out for complexity.
Okay, 3 scouts out.
Grenades.
I love he's got the Vogue Glock as well. It's quite a pretty Glock. And the USP up and over to finish things off as it's an explosive start for Astralis here. Now, just to note why we were getting excited about these scouts on a map like Train, if they tag you up, they can be doing a big chunk of damage and those deagles can finish off. There's a couple of nades in play as well. Oh, up over the railing. Hubsky will be throwing the Molotov. Comfy's going to get some hot toes here. Okay, well, the hot toes were worth it. He can work on coals.
Rush under pressure, though. He's not going to get the same sort of freedom Config did, and probably a good reason as to why. Maybe you don't fancy that being doubled down.
And let's see what Glaive's intuition's telling him. He's in that brown hole. Just going to keep an eye on it, whether he gets the space. Oh my God, they're just falling. I thought they'd be taking their time with this one. Yeah, Glaive's likely going to call B clear here. And so dupreeh's AK and Glaive's, it's certainly tall task. But will the old veterans, the old partnership, Glaive and dupreeh, with utility, weapons, the whole shebang to go 2v5. I've got a feeling, Lauren, they're going to get close.
They get that plant down, it could be game on. Molly to slow it down. Glaive posted up. Deep smoke to deny at least one line of entry for a moment's time. Config around the back. dupreeh leans forward. Poison there. Tag comes in. Finisher from Rush. The 1-2 punch. And now Glaive. A little bit of pressure to start with. Let's put the boy through his paces. He's been there before. He's been there again. Down he goes. Obo to close it. Beautifully done by Cole. 4 alive for them too.
Yeah, I mean, they had no kit and they were retaking against smokes, Molotovs, and AK-47s with armor. It was by far from a guarantee, but the shot from Rush is really the one that saved them there. dupreeh, had he got the multi-kill, things could have really spiraled out of control. So we'll see how that looks from Config's POV. Just a great start as well. Let's not forget standing his ground. That was the Ivy tear down from Poison with a re-peek. And these were the frags I was talking over. But Rush's frag there onto dupreeh, had it not been a headshot, even could have had nasty ramifications. Still, complexity, very happy with that one. Rush is going to be smiling ear to ear. Round 2 of our first map. Second game of our 3rd day.
Let's see. Well, Astralis won't be bouncing back with the Force Buy, so already very different from our first series here today as dupreeh goes down quickly. Rush with another opening frag, and now into Obo they go. Oh, easy as you like. Easy as you like.
Yeah, I mean, you could see the intentions, like hope that they could make it look like they were going for a fast plant inner, and then Ivy walks out and tries to do something with that bomb. Quite the opposite. Great quick kills from Obo just to get that ball rolling in the right direction. Puts him on 6.
So no Molotovs for crowd control here on the Astralis side of things, and limited flashes. Interesting to note if they want to go for something slow and level the playing field by waiting out that early CT utility, or if they want to continue with their fast approach like the pistol round. So taking a quick look at the radar, it does look like we will just be seeing the default spread. That is 3 grenades early towards T main. An aggressive Molotov to stop the Ivy push. And yeah, this is just the classic default spread. 2 Ivy, 1 main, 2 box holes. You don't get more default than this. Astralis have thrown nothing, while Complexity have used more than half of their utility so far, and we have 1:15 left on the clock. So a lot of this will come down to these heads-up duels. Config is in a very important position if they do decide they want to go down Pop Dog at any point. The misdirection over towards Ivy, but Complexity is still more than happy to play 2 players lent towards the inner bomb site. They were in a retake formation, but now they've Actually postured forward. Obo getting up close and personal. Very, very slow rounds here. Still hardly anything thrown on the Astralis side of things.
Config's Molotov. Not going to give him the sound cue he was hoping for. No burnt toes just yet. Rush. Fantastic angle to keep Ivy under wraps. And now into inner. Obo, Poison, in a position to do damage.
The timing was rough for Poison there. He just fell away as the two came through on the other side. Stunning work from Glaive. The tip of the spear heading forward, spots out Config's leg. Dupree showing enough that I think is warded at least away. Enough threat for now.
Wow, that is a round where I thought maybe Complexity would want to hang around and see if they could get an aggressive player. Device would have been one whose head they could have tried to lop on off and see if they could go for that in a retake, but they want to hold on to what they have. This will be a long first half if that's the style and play that Astralis want to come with. It feels like in recent times, the very, very slow CS that we were talking about a lot within the tail end of last season before the player break trickled away, but now Astralis are back in the server. Now that Glaive's back in the server, maybe we go back to the percentage plays. There might be a shift again. As you can see that beautiful Anubis AK right there. Look at it, Rush is just wielding it. It's the most recent crate.
It is nice.
Oh, look at it.
Reminds me of the Mummy though. And I love that film.
That is a
what's his name?
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Looks like OJ Borge.
To be fair, what's slightly depressing is, you remember that face filter where it changed you to look like a dude or a lady?
Yeah.
I just kind of look like a very sad version of him.
Well,
Sad version of Brendan Fraser.
Yeah. I'll find you the picture.
I need it.
It's very weird.
Need it in my life.
Share it with the internet, Lauren.
Yeah, I will do. I will do.
Fantastic news.
It's nice seeing Astralis' name in the server, if I'm honest. I missed seeing it at Cologne, so I'm honestly chomping at the bit to see this round.
Yeah, we didn't cast a single Astralis game over there in Cologne. That was a little bit unfortunate. Similar start, just the same default spread. Almost a mirror image of the previous round, round number 4.
Yeah, if ever you've got teammates asking what a default is or what you're expecting from them, feel free to show them the first couple of rounds of Astralis' T side here. Every CT aggress covered. No one getting any information that's unchecked. Config is getting a lot of steps, and they jump down with the nade. That is an execution. Glaive rockets his way down the ladder straight into the first frag of the round. That's a little earlier than before. And we'll see what the reaction is. Here you go. Wow, it's color by numbers. It really is. Regroup after you get the numbers advantage. Here we are. Throw out your util, isolate some jewels with your smokes, a flash to force them off. This is textbook, and it seems that Complexity want to throw that textbook out the window. They're regrouping and gambling to B. Now, I don't know whether it will be a save or a fast flank once this execute comes in. Let's see if Poison gets there in time to respond. He'll hear the util now. Yeah, they're going to let them full execute. They're going to let them do what they do.
Poison has to be so careful.
Ooh, a chance, but he loses a lot of health in the process. Good peek on the green train to suppress. And now, Complexity, they've been given very few options that look fun. I hate all of their options they have here.
Oh, is this another one?
Yeah, saving
You're
for
going
40
full Jame
seconds.
time.
You're going to have to. You're going to have to, because if you take a gamble stack like that, if you try and outread your opponent and turns out you had it upside down, back to front, you turned out you don't actually speak English or read English or the Astralis book. I guess it would be Danish, wouldn't it?
Or if we looked at the meme, it just said Rush B on it, on the video of them announcing him coming back. And that translates globally.
But they haven't done that, so I think they tried. That's what
Maybe
confused Complexity.
Yeah, they've been doing the prep. They've been on Twitter. They've seen the videos.
Tried the counter strat, and it didn't work.
Yeah, Flame's like linking the screenshot on the Discord, like, guys, I've cracked it.
There it is.
Keita's there going, no, but guys, they said they were going to rush B. All right, we might need some fire out of Complexity because, look, if the default spread comes in again from Astralis and they're playing that contained, they need to get in the face and find a frag.
Here's some testament, Chad. 3 players of Astralis have not got a frag yet, and they've got 3 rounds. That is a perfect summary of the saving and the strategy paying off so far. 3 players yet to frag. Yet to frag. I'm just going to say that one last time real slow. Okay, well, Complexity saving 4 in the previous round. It does mean they've got everything they need to try and overcome this Astralis T side. Same start as before. Little exception. Magisk was a little late to the party. We're going to see a flash into pop for config. And they regain control of that part of the map, but that's the sound cue they need to start preparing their own. Bubsky progressing up the brown halls and so far not spotted.
This would be wild if they just honestly come in and go, all right, guys, we're just going to do our defaults. Every round for the entire T half.
Ahead of the smoke this time, perhaps.
Ooh.
Off angle like that, Blame. Would have a guaranteed frag. It's unlikely Magisk is going to do anything without some cohesion behind it. Same vibe. In at a hit. Obo to be tested. And Poison responsible for that upper peak. So it will come down to the utility if they can force one of the Star Orpers of Complexity off of his roost. So they want to use Ivy aggression first to get the CTs perhaps in transition, right? When Glaive throws this smoke, starts making noise, especially fragging, Obo and Poison can start relocating. Here we are. Nice catch from Blame. Magic's still a threat, and make sure everyone knows that. And now they start to hit the inner side. Obo passes the first test. Device yet to frag. 7 seconds, no bomb, no chance. And this is just a consolation prize at this point. Complexity, weather the storm, and connect onto their third. So perhaps now, Chad, we will get to see a different look out of the T-call off the gate. Or will it be our casual 2-1-2? Spread and wait.
Well, Device has an AWP now, so maybe something to set him up for a pick within the early stages here. But if you are Glaive and you are Zonic and you're seeing how that round unfolded, you realize that there wasn't an over-rotation, that Complexity are more than happy this time round to sit and wait for you to make the move. So they will be able to now change up the pace, maybe go for an inner hit when things are quite silent, because they're setting a tempo right now that we could be anywhere on the map. You cannot push us, you cannot aggress us, and we can attack anywhere at any time. The info plays from Complexity was just one simple flash over towards Ivy, but here we go again.
Caught Device, forced him away for a second. The double dip, Rush never moved. First time we've seen the CT aggression actually pay off and be not necessarily allowed, but at least find some sort of result.
Here we are. This is textbook. Lovely from the CTs. Every fight they're given, they've thrived within. Double molly. Okay. Completely nullified. $1,200 just evaporates in an instant from the smoke. Now then. Smoke of his own design. And he's probably going to back that up. Trying to exploit the weakness. Trying to exploit the gap. Waits out the spray. And peeks off the flash. Isolating Obo. Short term. Molotov will force Poison back. The bomb does go down. This is going to be another 2 versus 5. It's near impossible. Obo does go down, though, and a double kill from Magisk puts us back into the realms of possibility.
Yeah, Glaive going to be posted towards ramp. He needs this. Oh, the flash is sublime from Rush. Completely blind as Magisk now has to go big or it's game over for this round at least. He's buying time, but he's run out of it. Blame F is there. Well played in the end. Blame F will get the orb. Everything's all hunky-dory.
That was good stuff.
I can smell our dinner, guys.
I'm really hungry and it's been upsetting.
It did feel like lunch was a while ago, didn't it?
Oh, it smells good.
Oh.
Okay. Ich hab Hunger im Deutsch.
What is it? What is it?
I have hunger.
Oh, I thought that there's a menu in there this week.
They don't say I am, they say I have.
You've got the hunger again.
I have hunger and I have 27 years.
Strange.
Isn't it? 4-2, or rather 4-3. This is going to be, what is that, 2 in a row now? Yep, with the defuse coming in. And only 1 on the goose egg now for Astralis, despite his contributions. He still managed averaging 40 average damage per round, by the way, over the course of 7 rounds. 0 frags. Ouch! That's going to leave a mark. Bubsky brought down low. Poison sends Dupree 6 feet lower. Device out-orping Poison with only the Desert Eagle. That's something to write home about. Obo flashed off. He's going to have to put some bullets down range, but he's been tagged up. And, ooh, quick execution onto Bubsky. We have got some real aimers in the server. The bomb's down, and rotate from Blame and Rush is a long and arduous one.
Yeah, good luck keeping up with some of these shots coming out, Rush. I see the snap after they're dead, and I don't even blame you. Half of these are so quick. And these two, kind of, I guess, kind of understanding this is not the scenario to play back in.
Look at Rush's M4. I want to see this. It's like marbly.
Isn't it like the Winter Hunter or something? I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, Lauren, you're good with the skin names. I don't know if it's right, but
I swear it's something.
It does look like it's kind of autumnal, wintry. Oh, it is. It's garbage. Actually.
Green, do you know what that skin
it's very
is?
old.
Do.
I think. Oh,
Stop changing. Ah, damn. That's the one fault. Is when the players are faffing with their weapons. We Didn't get to see anything.
Fun is disallowed. I'm on it. I'm gonna find out the name of it.
All right, so Astralis scavenged that AWP. Device will pick that up. He went into that round with only a deagle due to, well, not having enough funds, simply put.
Modern Hunter. Damn it.
Yeah, we're close.
Close enough.
Look at this. Dush.
Whee!
See you, mate.
Must feel nice, doesn't it?
See you, mate.
Yeah,
Okay.
$700 taking down 7,000.
Oh, Obo's stuck only with the deagle going into this one right here. So let's see if Complexity can do their best Astralis roleplay from the previous. 4 M4s, no AWP for Poison. That could be a bit of a problem here.
Different look. Dave steps out. Ooh, and the timing unfavorable for now. He'll be deploying initial utility. Oh, that nade looks destined for greatness from Blame.
You see.
Oh, both of them. Damage down. They were waiting for Device's first pick. Blame refusing to quit. Smoked off. Nade won't do too much.
Ramp standoff looks hilarious when you
that's a
throw it on the
huge
mini-map,
frag.
but exactly. The hilarity stops in the fact that Bubsky's opened up B, and that's going to cause a great deal of paranoia. They have no other information, and suddenly the T side has a great deal of control, but the man who wants to take it all away is going to be Config. Up amongst them, swings in, Glaive, barely alive.
Config's pre-fire, he was right to do so, but now Dupree caught on the walkout main. This game, it's already feeling so different to the Fnatic Spirit game, right? Like, we've had 2 series so far, and both of them have had unique gameplay. Yeah, personality,
There's a taste to
precisely.
this.
Precisely. Marinated in something. Couldn't tell you what. ASMR for you. Ugh.
So sorry.
I hated that.
I'm so
Actually, I
sorry.
regret that ever happening.
No, I'd like to take this time to apologize. I'll make a Twitter apology soon, don't worry.
Quit longer, or are you going to do it with the Google Docs?
I might just do a YouTube video.
Okay, that's the way to go.
Yeah, I'll try and get someone else's pet, cry, you know, do the full shebang.
Do you know a fun fact? I know you've never sworn on air, Chad. That's your fun fact. Mine is I've never made a twit longer.
I definitely have sworn on air.
Oh, you have?
I try really hard not to.
Yeah, me too. But
Wait, what was your fun fact?
my fun fact is I've never made a twit longer.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
I don't know if when I retired I made a twit longer or not.
I've
Maybe I
only done
did.
it once.
I feel like they're redundant now with the whole threads thing, but I guess it's like long form, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just feels compact. It feels cleaner that way, you know what I mean?
Look, if I ever had to write something up at that length, I'd go with Google Keep, and then I would go into probably Google Docs
I
with a
see.
link so that things could be edited in the post,
Right.
unlike the twit longers. So
Touche.
you want to make sure that you can correct yourself if you do make a boo-boo.
Ooh, that's
there's
one.
Bub.
Bit of a bub. Bloody hell, Chad. That's one straight out of my book. Why he's spending way too much time around me. Dupree.
Oh.
He. Hobo. Should be not long for this world. His jiggles will be the death of him. Oh, that's magnificent. Wow.
2v4 already.
Yeah, 2v4. Half of them only had USPs. Rush's flank. He could do enough to take a Device down. Look at this. Yeah, double dink. He does get it. And now, a Complexity winning a round they had no right to take. It's been great fragging across the board. Blame started this. Magisk to end it. He is on the way towards Inner. Look at that. That's great. He's got a lot of space, and he's managed to make it all for himself. Now, the plant spot is important here.
I have no idea he slipped into this position. Like zero, nilch, none.
Oh,
What?
okay. Kit check. Blame. One to remember, because there will probably be time on Magisk's side here, and he's opted for CT spawn.
They're all coming together though,
Going
so...
around the world.
Okay, this is curious.
Yeah, I mean, the plant is accessible. There's no way they reel it the first time. Does he call their bluff entirely?
Where is he?
He's just calling the bluff. I love it. Now just chill. First frag. No time really for this. Blame has to be on it. They do get it just in the nick of time. 5355608. If anyone wants a really pretentious phone PIN code, you can use that one.
Chad now, changing pin code.
It's way too much for my brain.
608, that's very familiar. That just clicked what that's from. It's like the last 3 digits of my phone number. It's like one of those, I think.
Ah. Obo's frag was fantastic here. Magic's not far off this one. You can see Blame realizing he wanted to not be the sitting duck, the lemming, and opting for a fake at about probably 7 or so seconds left on that. So really playing with fire.
I like the fact that Dupree there has got the blinds in place. We saw a lot of glare monitor gamers here, so
Much
that's
sun
good
on
to
screen.
see. Yep.
Just quickly, before we get this one underway with too many frags here, I want to make a note that Rush has been influential in both of their low-buy wins. Second round of the game, he had some impact, and then just here on that flank. Some good stuff from Rush. Having to deal with Ivy versus Astralis is no easy task. And it's just that default spread that was working so well for them earlier. Feels like with a minute 22, they're already posturing back. So they've left box holes, they're no longer above top of pop, and the execute we saw them do before was smoking off the pop dog position, locking in any CTs. Oh, this time around, Device is searching.
He's going to get a lot from this. Oh, he almost got the double from it. Config down very low now. Dupree played in. The flash catches both. Dupree a little better off, but not by much. It was really quite close. Very messy. But who's in the middle? It's Config. Already tagged up by collateral damage. And the T's pour through.
Config using that smoke to cower within. It's likely he gets pre-fired, and he did. Obo, multiple targets, and he's actually managed to find a little bit of a gap, threading through. Here's the reload. He's going to get Dupree unawares here. Obo on for 3, not quite. Poison clawing us back in. Let's see if he can show Lauren what he's got. Not today. Magisk neutralizes him, and that puts the 6th on the board. For this T side, Astralis definitely not going to be disappointed with that one. You can see, in fact, I mean, Chad, look how many times that bomb has been planted. It was planted in round 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. The Astralis T side, even not in victory, they've been getting that bomb down and keeping that stream of additional funds. 3 of those rounds I listed did get diffused by complexity, but they've been getting into the sites and getting that bomb down, and that's part of the perks of this style of play.
Yeah, getting that site control has been no dramas for them here, and now Complexity, after an eco win, going into a gun round, are now back with a timeout to discuss their options. The game is not getting away from them. 5-6, it's not the end of the world, but you would like to see a little bit more pep in the step. 4.5 for Poison. I think that means we will just be seeing a partial investment here. Blame with the Deagle. Definitely insinuating that one right there as the leader of the team. We'll be going for the most potent of the squad. Poison not actually investing anything at all here. Not even a P250, not even a CZ75, but Config will.
These rounds, Chad.
Not again, surely.
I don't think so with this buy, but I mean, these are the ones that have weirdly kind of turned skew-if. For now, a little bit of caution being shown. Dupree out on his own there, does go down. The rest of the gang tries to peer through, and I'm seeing a lot of peppery damage coming in, but no one else falling foul just yet.
Yeah, this should be resolved shortly. Difficult shot to make with the CZ and puts it all onto Blame F's shoulders, albeit big. This is a mammoth task and should just be a question of when Astralis find their 7th. They will be taking no chances here, and understandably so. They've got 60 seconds to comb the perimeter and ensure that they don't lose any additional funds unnecessarily. They know no weapons have been retrieved, probably a dig, probably something small. He does get ahead of that flashbang, but eventually they do manage to find him.
I love that. I just want to talk about why that's so good. The fact that no one's overextending, they're not just hunting, they're understanding that if they give anything away to Blame, that it's unlikely he wins the round, but it could be a kill, could be a bit of extra money. They're playing fundamental Counter-Strike and they're keeping it where it needs to be. And we've had that earlier. We had Heroic last week playing that way. They weren't chasing and hunting and giving away any unnecessary deaths, because every bit of money matters in Counter-Strike, and you can see what that means for Complexity. 2 Famouses make that 3. An AWP, M4 out in play as well. No defuse kits here. A bit of a pace change as Dupree wants to limp on out. He's greeted with a frag and he's opened things up.
That's the classic Dupree maneuver. Rush has done well to stem the bleed. Obo will be trying to contain one side. Poison's contained the other. This is great. Glaive walking out the smokes though, and finds a great headshot. He's definitely individually been keeping himself warm, and 11-5 as the 12th not far off. He's going to dunk him, isn't he? Oh, that's perfect. Molotov to isolate. Nade to finish off the job. Safely finds his 2nd frag of this round, and a 2-on-2.
Manageable as well at that. Rush, known to be playing on Ivy, had wonders of success from it as well. But now, bomb to go down. Magisk. His task for now, yeah, definitely knew Rush was around, but the time in which he just executed him, I don't think even Rush knew he was dead.
Left eye. And that's the end of that one. Left with no eyes, Complexity blind as 8th is picked on up. That's 3 consecutive rounds as well. It's the most we've seen Astralis string together, and this is going to be a monumental finish if they can continue with any of the remaining 2. Let's see Glaive's dunk into Magis just straight into the Rush. Tight peak. Rush had an advantage there. Of course, not with a weapon, worth mentioning. Hit him in the head, just AK slightly better.
All right, so Deagle's here, and Complexity now the half is getting away from them. Before, when we were at 5-6, it didn't feel like it was the end of the world, but this is looking like it could finish with a 10-5 in the favor of Astralis. And, well, as they go out into that default spread once again, they just want to work out what they're playing up against. And Dupree, he's going to find out very, very quickly. Drops the AK. Oh, Blame getting his 4th kill now.
How much room has Config got up here too? Is he continuing? Looks like he is. Bubsky's kind of intermittently checking on it, whether or not it's actually a threat to be truly worried about. There we go, sees enough. There's the swing. Not gonna get it.
Good attempt. You can see the idea there. But Bubsky, he can't go down now. That'll be a free AK if Config gets the headshot. Now we're starting to see danger signs again.
Yeah, slight overextension, slight break of the mold. Double peaks, multiple targets. Device does well to find one. Didn't fall for that between the wicket syndrome. Oof, poison, the head's another. These Deagles are potent, there's no doubt. And Glaive gonna put his thinking cap right back on. Starting to try and visualize where these CTs could have gone off to, processing the calls that have been made already. Is he walking through his smoke? No, he'll use it as a temporary wall. A guy is to find nothing. Config makes sure of that.
Again. How many of these rounds have gone that way?
3. So the force by the second round of the game, we had the USP where we had Rush flanking late through team main, getting the kill on Device with a double dink of the USP, and now it's the Deagles and Blame F you want to credit with a lot here. I think Bubsky going forward to try and get that space. Look, I understand why he wants to do it. But this wasn't the regrouping and picture-perfect Counter-Strike we were just discussing in the previous. Config with a nice angle. Can see the toes under the train before he picks that line. And Dupree's looking anything but impressed today, as we will be kicking off round number 15. AKs are plenty, all out for poison once more. An 8-7 half. Now we can start singing the praises of Complexity and thinking this one's not so bad.
Yeah, dude, Magisk is in a real tight spot. He's going to be forced to smoke himself out. And not going to be seeing Config find that kill just yet. Rush with a different stance on Ivy. A bit aggressive with the deep smoke, but I think he realizes that his life far too valuable to be taking too many risks. So they've been conditioning them for 15 rounds straight that the bomb doesn't come Ivy. It's been 2 players, never 3. Let's see if this one's going to catch the CTs off guard, because it will just be 2-3. First opens up, attention drawn to main, and now they come on out. Back turn, he gets the first. Bubsky trading, bomb not spotted. Oh, it is actually, that was Bubsky that held it, and now the full health Device is gone. Poison's picked another. Nothing but Bubsky in this one. Certainly going to sour the mood. Looks like Complexity have really, off the back of not 1, but 2, but 3 half by or less rounds converted. Obo's USP, well now Obo's AK is on the floor. Trying to fake the run back, try and keep some CTs not staring at the one place he had to be, but unfortunately with 28 seconds, it's most likely a dead Bubsky.
Oh, he's found a window now. There is a chance for Bubsky here. They're double rotating. The low HP is the problem.
It's very smart. And I think at the very least... Oh, okay. Nice angle held by Blame. I was expecting to see the round extended. 8-7 though. Complexity came to play, and so did Astralis. Glaive's at the top of the scoreboard on his debut. We'll be bringing you all the more action when we come back.
count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish, yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now.
Love for the last time. This ain't a song, it's a battle cry. No life. I see the clue between the strobe lights. I'm haunted, black face. Hey, follow me around, okay? Black face. Hey, follow me around, okay? Used to want it bad, used to want it bad, but I can't taste it. I can't help you now, okay? Follow me around, okay? Black face. Follow me around, okay? Follow me around, okay? Black face. Follow me around, okay? Got too much up on my plate, now I can't think. I said woke up to get X and now I'm feeling this is it. Want the money, want the rest. I do purse, not no cess. They say Darnish, why you sad? I said I just need to think. Red tape, got too close, I hate the city. Black face, show you everything you need till you fornicate it bad. Someone said it's sad. I used to want it bad. I know it's in my head, keep seeing you too many times. Yeah. I know it's in my head, keep seeing you. I know it's in my head. Follow me around, okay? Black face, hey, follow me around, okay? Got too much up on my follow me around, okay?
Welcome back from the break. If you're just joining us, you missed Glaive and his return. He is looking hot to trot, and Astralis, they managed to keep it, well, extremely competitive on their map choice of Train. We're getting a new look Astralis. We're getting a Complexity who got blown out of the water over there in Cologne, but they seem to be bouncing back in a decent fashion here today.
I've been loving it. I mean, they won a great deal of those kind of weird and wonderful rounds, Deagles, Scouts, what have you. We see utility here, Chad.
Oh, we love some utility, Lauren, don't you?
Love a bit of it.
Don't you mind that? As Russia's going to put on out the Molotov deep towards Ivy position. Nade as well to follow. He's going to use the smoke and get on up, but the attack's through Ivy, and Dupree, he's waiting.
Wow. How did they predict that so perfectly?
Oh, wow.
This is a systematic decimation of a pistol round. These guys barely took any damage. That double stack on Ivy, they seem prepared, they seem collected, and calm on it. Now Device. You got a 1v5. God, some damage would be lovely. A bit of anything would have been lovely. But my word, Complexity thoroughly prepared, looking absolutely poised, and Device now even surprised. Lucky to be alive, it feels, in this one. Being pressured down, 9 HP.
Oh, he's chasing.
Trying to
Rush
backpedal.
wants it. Rush really wants it. He's leaving Oboe to take it, so Oboe will finish things off. And that's going to be the first round of the second half on the board for Complexity here. This is fantastic work. Oboe and Poison really combining for something magical here.
Yeah, I mean, look how fast those frags have happened. In 95 seconds left on the clock. One ban left for Astralis. So that's perfect. Couldn't ask for a better start, really.
Will be the force by coming in from Astralis here. Deagles.
Yeah, not 3 scouts this time, as Complexity opted for. Just the one.
Yeah, and a couple of nades.
More Kevlar involved. Does nullify the 3 SMGs to an extent, but of course no head armor for the majority. Dupree, big spender.
So Glaive is actually playing towards the inner sight on the
yes.
or on the force buy, mind you, or the anti-eco for Complexity it would be. So this is going to be curious to keep track of. Normally it would be Zipax. one of the greatest to ever do it, over towards that bomb site. And these are the things we will be keeping track of as we watch Astralis fiddle around with their roster right in front of our eyes.
Yeah. Now, Magisk knows there's at least one, and that's the second trying to bait him in. Poison firing off a shot. It's only a Galil he's heard so far. Bubsky denying Pop Dog control with a smoke grenade, and they are still gathering, having somewhat of a meeting towards main. So Complexity pausing, anticipating CT aggression, and they'd be running out of time if they continue to act that way. Astralis now aware that this looks like the hit, and the nade does look promising. So did Device past 10. Poison makes sure of him. Short work of Config 2 into the site is Poison, and they just massacre them. Look at that Oppo and Rush SMG. Just overwhelmed all at the same time with utility. I think, you know, that's a cool Blame can be proud of. They really did reduce the potential for those scouts and deeks to do anything deadly.
I think it's just to note, if you are a newer Counter-Strike fan, the MAC-10s getting the kills there is actually very, very good for the side of things of Complexity. It helps get them a bit more money in that back pocket.
Pikachu
has a higher kill reward than that of the AK-47, and now it will be the eco from Astralis here. So I want to fast forward this round and kind of get to the gun round. I know that I can't have my way. There's no...
You can't press skip.
It's not like the VCR. I can't just hit it on 32 times speed and get us all the way up to the next round.
Got you.
VCR for you little zoomers at home is like something you'd
speed up on Netflix.
But we had like an actual machine, and we had to put like a tape in there, and sometimes it wouldn't work, and sometimes your favorite tape of The Lion King would get taped over, and it was the Channel 7 Christmas pageant, and you don't really care about the Channel 7 Christmas pageant, but you really do care about Mufasa and Simba and what they're up to, and you're
watching. What are they
watching.
doing these days, Chad?
Well, the Christmas pageant, or?
Well, we can't really ask old Simba, can we? Because he's, you know.
A lion.
That too.
Oh, don't spoil the movie for everybody.
What, that he's a lion?
Yeah, well, I thought they were going to do a modern day take on it and try and do the Lion King with human beings. That'll be the next thing Disney do, I'm sure.
Ooh, little crunch here. Little crunch there. Dupree doing well. Finding Blame F, but beyond that, it's been shut down. There is a little bit of danger, but this hasn't really spiraled into anything. Bear in mind, we saw this before with a couple of, teams, and even in this game, that those pistols can become deadly quite quickly, but those final three able to stabilize before anything got away. But the fun round coming in, it's going to be the gun round.
Yeah, so keep your eyes peeled, ladies and gentlemen, on where this defense of Astralis will be set up. Going to be very, very curious. One of the things which, like I just previously mentioned, I want to know who's going to be holding the inner bomb site. Previously, we just saw Glaive there with a Deagle. He's going to be heading there now. So, interesting little mix-up here.
I suppose it makes sense if Bubsky's been drilled into, he's got no options.
Bernie.
That is perfect. I don't know if it was 2 CT mollies. They truly denied Olaf control with 2 very well calculated Molotovs. Blame had no option there other than to drop his smoke. He couldn't get out in time. Smooth move. Obo on the cross, and actually wins his duel as well. This is a colossal amount of space made by the babyface killer. Device, Flames locking him at bay. Config pushing up, denying as much space as he can, but through the Flames, Device has the vision necessary. Obo still so low, he's gonna have to try and lay his life on the line. Throwing bullets down range, tags up Bubsky for something. And now looking very promising for the defuse. However, Poison, time is on his side, and they do not have a kit. You're right, they're just in the nick of time for that defuse.
Yeah, look, that round could have definitely gone the other way. Maybe Config, when that smoke was missed towards the back of the low ramp train, it meant he couldn't hang around. Maybe he did get a little bit more aggressive and take that fight, but it felt like they had corralled them almost exactly where they wanted them to be. And this is the Molotovs to kick it off, so it was just a classic team-main Molotov to deny, and then the Olaf molly, and that was the end of Blame. So we're learning. We're all learning, we're all watching, we're all understanding, as that's a frustrating way to go out for Blame, who's been having a rougher showing in this game than what we're used to from the in-game leader on the side of things for Complexity. Normally leading the charge. It is Obo on 18, 16 for Poison, 11 for Rush, 10 for Config, and 9 for the aforementioned Blame. Effort out main, Rush is rushing.
And the flash from Obo set him up for success. He does manage to at least take down Dupree, but that's the follow-up we were waiting for. Where's that second punch going to come from finally, a little bit of defense kicks in. It's between Magisk and Device, leaving just Config alive, and I'm sure there's something playing in his mind, playing this seeing Astralis pick up Young Guns. He was that potential candidate one day, but Magisk gonna find him, and Astralis waking up, it feels, on the CT side. I don't know if it lasts that long or what the scenario unfolds as, but Complexity have been really putting them through their paces here.
All right, so we'll have things tied up at 10-10. With this round being posted on the board here from Astralis. Good stuff from Device there, getting himself up in the frag charts as well. And now as we look to see what kind of a buy Complexity they're going to be throwing their way, maybe even scarier. Look at all these nades. This is a classic nade train out main here, dipping him over towards the middle of the bomb train, and that's going to hurt.
Catches it. That's going to hurt. That's going to leave a mark, but though it's not the casualty they were hoping to cause, Astralis losing out early. Shouldn't be that much more. Will the Complexity seriously do this again? Seriously? After, what, 3 times on the CT side? It looks like Device isn't interested in the run boost and not interested in conceding anything here. There's one more with the bomb. Device, head on a swivel. Patience might be integral here because should Obo and Blame get Glaive to overcall on the inner site, there might be room for that bomb to navigate somewhere else. He's trapped at the moment. Glaive can hear it. Ooh. And Device has rotated off. It's worked. It's worked wonderfully. Kind of similar to what Astralis were trying to do. They might be able to sneak a player out.
Device is still babysitting the bomb train here.
Don't think he'd even get the plant if he wanted to.
Ooh, fakes the plant, picks up the M4, and that's it for Poison. He's trying to do too much there, and well, it was just the pistols and some nades. That's how they opened things up onto Dupree, but Astralis will now post the 11th on the board, and this is the...
How's 2020 so far?
Yeah, that's rough, isn't it?
Eesh.
This here is fantastic work from Device, even though it is only against the pistols. Still plucking one out of the air in that fashion, not the easiest to do. And I think that was Blame going, why is he fake planning, picking up the M4 and then dying? But it doesn't really matter because they're back out with the guns. There's no AWP in play for Poison.
Okay, Device. Oh, last round it was great. This round took just too much damage through the molly and the combination of the fire coming in. And now suddenly B's looking very vulnerable. Glaive the first to come over now. Responsible for so much with 4 players breathing down your neck. Unaware so far, but soon to be. No one's that close for rotations either. This is going to be Glaive to have to really handle this well. Flash comes in, he's going to fall away, but they still stand, they still progress. The smoke to follow, the molly comes through. Config is the one to plant the flag, the Complexity flag towards that B site.
That's the save call.
Yeah, and this is what we saw from Complexity within the first half. So teams more than happy to give up the clear rounds, and this is one of them. A 5v3 retake into the inner bomb site with very light utility. Well, the likelihood is very, very slim. Holding onto the guns and giving yourself another shot at a gun round in the following, much better decision. But as this game tapers on forward, we will have to see Astralis going for retakes if they do lose site control. So that is potentially the difference between Complexity being in the first half. They might feel like they have more opportunities to save, whereas Astralis being on the CT side on the second half, it doesn't come as freely once the pressure starts to get applied from Complexity. We're tied up at legs 11, so it's not that danger stage of the game just yet. And the buy will be good enough. Device has 7.5k. The AWP will come on out. As you can see, Rush didn't make his bed today.
We're not talking about Rushley 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I bet he didn't make his bed today either, did you, Rush?
No, yeah, no.
Now, I don't either. I'm now definitely not a pro, but
I hope they made, in the hotel, they made my bed today.
Yeah, the psychology. The psychology of it, though, is that if the first thing you do is productive, it starts you off on the right foot. So it's like a 2-second thing, and you actually complete a task before you've even left your bed. It's a good way to start the day, even though I know all of that. Don't do it.
Try that at home, kids.
Psychology. Step heard. Device still responsible for this pop area. You massacred them nicely with the pistols, but Different set of utility and weaponry this time. Flame lining up. Is that the pop molly for the other side?
They just moved out, so this is actually quite lucky timing for the side of things from Astralis here. If they hung around, they might have been locked on into a fight they didn't want to be a part of. And they've taken main control instead. So on the other side of this will be Config, but he is holding very, very passively here. Bubsky has no reason to posture any more forward than this. Dupree and Toe to help lock down that pop push. They have a very potent setup here on Yard, and Glaive playing retake towards the inner bomb site. As we can see with 50 seconds left on the clock, the bomb is actually over towards the box holes though, as they might want to go for an inner split, or they're just waiting for any aggression because there's fights possible all over the map.
This could happen anywhere, potentially. Config and Bubsky waiting it out. You've got the Ivy presence kind of building up. You see those mollies coming in, but we must remember exactly where the bomb is. 30 seconds, it's going to become prevalent. Config forced away, can't play the game he wanted to. Obo now joining towards Blame F. The victory, it happened towards Ivy, but the war is yet to be won, because here comes the bomb, the plant comes in. That whole ruse has at least allowed a plant.
Okay, Obo, you've impressed us before. Can you do it again? Does to take the head off of that B defender. So first, perhaps of many. Bubsky are starting to do damage. It's Dupree to put the cherry on top, and that's an Astralis retake. I know very often on the CT sides we see plenty of those saves, but when the bomb does go down, sometimes they go for it. Certainly more favorable this time. A 4v2 turns into a 3v0. 12 for Astralis. And taking a quick look at the scores as well. If anyone's head and shoulders above the rest, this double kill from Magisk was putting him on the 20th. Yeah, got plenty of time left of regulation. That was practically a transfer there. Dupree, quick reactions.
Beautiful stuff.
Yeah. I'm sure it's doing wonders for the players to know that there is the possibility of saying, you know, I'm tired during this long stint of online Counter-Strike. It probably is going to give them a new lease of life in one sense.
Yeah, the problems would become if they don't get some victories on the board, but we haven't crossed that bridge just yet, so we need to see how this works for Astralis. It could be genius. We're going to post it that way because everything these guys seem to do is, in fact, the best thing since sliced bread in Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Glaive's on an island here, though, Alex.
When is he not?
Device is on the way.
Nate doesn't do too much. He's going to hope that he's going to have some options available to him. Device smoked off. Glaive disappearing as best he can. He's going to get threatened from all angles of approach. Config straight behind enemy lines, through the smoke, through the flames, gets a double. And he continues to stand his ground. It is enough for Dupree to find him. Blame up the pop. You're catching all of this. Nice work, Rushley. It's chaos. Looking for the equalizer. Magisk, he wants to try and tip the scales in the Dane's favor, and he does find the AWPer. They got a smoke, they got a kit. And with their powers combined, this could be a threat. Clearing the speedway. Obo, he's winning every single one of these duels in these crucial moments. Up the ramp safely. Smoke on the bomb. Kit on Magisk, but running out of options. Obo's just giving him nothing. And he's going to try and back out. Obo gets the timing. That's not the first time I've seen Obo in an unfavorable position winning his aim duel. He did a charging up oil as well. 2 rounds in a row, complexity. Really going to be happy with that one. So 24 is theirs, and this is how they got there.
Good play from Config here. You could see Device and Glaive had literally no idea what was going on. Just peeking on out, taking Vegas down. Now, that was a big round, but this one right here is going to be even bigger. The reason I say that is money's starting to dwindle now on the Astralis side of things. This will be the last-ditch attempt with the buy. And if they're unable to convert right now, that'll be 13 on the board for complexity. And 14 would be looking very, very nice because the loss bonus on the side of things for Astralis is only at 1,900 if they lose this round. What that means is you can see everybody bottoming out with their cash. Device, 50. Bubsky, 100. Megix, 0. Dupree, 150. Glaive yet to buy, but assumably will be spending all of his money. So that means next round they'll only get whatever the residual is plus 1,900. On the CT side, everything costs a little bit more. You need the defuse kits, you need the utility. This round is hugely important for both sides here. Complexity if they want to get one step closer to taking map number 1, and Astralis if they want to keep their head above water.
Device. Dangerous line to take, but so far it's been a bit of a bloody battle. Config, middle of no man's land, still pushing forward. Bomb on the back. He's a man possessed and he's got his buddies backing him up. That's a plant.
Yeah, this is looking great from Complexity. T-sides, well orchestrated. No slouch at all. Glaive cooled off after his opening gambit. I feel like I said he had 13-4 at one point. Let's not take that as gospel, but there's another death added to the plate. Poison throws Magisk into the ring. And poor old Device just going to look to try and maintain his AWP. Poison may not let that happen. I don't know if he got the info as he danced around the ladder. Config going down. That's some concrete info right there. So that's Complexity taking 13. No one complaining in the international roster.
Now, letting him hold on to this AWP, I understand why they've done it. Their money's not great on the Complexity side of things either. But Device is a very, very pointy weapon and the only weapon on the Astralis side of things. So it's most likely now with the percentage Counter-Strike that they play and the $2,400 loss bonus coming in the next round that they will just take a save and hopefully Device can find them a kill. That is their best way into this round.
Ooh, okay. Can we do a Device X-ray off POV just until he dies or he gets a kill?
I'm in.
All right. He's been told be the hero. Let's see how he handles the Complexity calls. He's going to be seeing a lot of early utility flying out towards this yard, so he's going to have a lot of denial. It makes sense, right? You got one AWP left. You know it's saved. They are heading in his direction. He has a flash. Here's a step. Gets the first. And now he knows there's more where that came from. Looks like he's got Obo taking down Magisk's push through the brown halls. He's going to try and perhaps fill that gap, but more exiting now out of Ivy. So he's got a lot of space to cover. This is a prime position to cover both sides of the site. Very predictable. Unfortunately for Device, yeah, his opportunities to make an impact are starting to be taken from him.
Now it's about saving, but when there's a minute left on the clock and the bomb's getting planted now, so change that time at a 40, he's going to be hunted. They're going to come for him.
See if he can survive, eh? There we go. First hunter dead. The wanted posters around train, though, still looking real handsome for Device. Now the second challenger. Who's that going to be? Blame F, potentially? Thanks, Rush. Oh.
Look how pinned they have him, though, right? As the timer now trickles on down, they can tighten this noose. They can move in step after step, waiting for Blame to get closer. Poison's now posted up on high ramp. Blame can put pressure in, coming from the box halls. Up low ramp, we can see Rush giving away his life.
He knows it's going to be horrible to deal with. Poison. Goodbye, Device. Nicely played in the end by the T's.
Oh boy, Complexity really have brought a T-side to play today. 4 rounds is all that Astralis have been able to post so far. And a grand total of, what's 4 plus 3? 5, 6, 7 rounds. There we go.
This bomb sounds so funny.
Why this is important as well is that Device cannot afford an AWP going into this round. He cannot be dropped an AWP. He'll just have to go with the rifle. So it's a 5 rifle setup, only 1 Molotov in play, no kits, and we're into it.
Yeah, and look how fast Rush is out. He's got 2 completely flashed opponents in front of him. Bubsky does both. Blame F. Now another. Bubsky's come alive. Magisk finds another. Astralis wiped the sleep from their eyes here in round 27. It's all Poison. He's wondering where his teammates have gone. Just completely and totally removed from the state of play.
They would have seen the trajectory of that Molotov, I think. They might have an idea that he's stuck in close. So here comes a flash.
And there goes Poison. Missing his shot. Device connects and gets his first, but Bubsky's 3K was how that round was won.
I don't want to be too critical here of the side of things for Complexity, but doing a fast round when you have all the bells and whistles and you know that they don't, it's an interesting play because you just played heads-up Counter-Strike against guys who didn't have any nades to throw. So you've almost given them exactly what they needed. The fact that Bubsky converts 3, look, we're not going to account for that one every day of the week. That's a fantastic play from him. They could have whittled it down a bit more and actually played the percentages right here. So Complexity, back out they go. Blame tucking himself into Olaf. He's been mollied out of position before. This time he's ahead of it.
He's quick to
Smoke
this.
gives him a hidey hole. So this is really potent now already because the amount of audio cues and steps and sounds and all that good stuff that's being spotted. Device and tags 1. Glaive sprays down Conflict to low. Finishes off the job. 2 more where that came from the flashes. He's running out of ammo and he will go down. Twice the same. That's a big frag from Rush. Perhaps there's a way back in. A 2 versus 4 becomes a 2 versus 3 with a bomb down. Maybe, just maybe, Complexity could find their 15th here.
3 flashes, 1 smoke. CT side still has a lot to do, but that's a perfect step. Now, Poison, how do you play this out? Around Oil Train. Avoids Magus.
Oh, he might get ahead.
Okay, got one. Now position noted. Smoke's still on the bomb, keep in mind. And he's heard someone on it. Bubsky now on the defuse, and that's going to be Dupree watching the cross. Takes down the man watching the cross. He couldn't get back to the diffuser in time.
Oh!
Who is this man? But the round does, nonetheless, go the way of Astralis.
Look what that's done to the money. So now there's 3 players on the side of things for Astralis having to scrap a buy together. You can see a UMP thrown across, so they've got the M4s up. It's going to be light utility. It's like, here, Device, take the AWP. We need you to get some kills with this.
Please.
Because now it's going to be 14-14. Complexity on the other side of things by getting the bomb down once again, and Poison being able to hold on to this AK-47 with that lovely shot there through the tail end. Is Jason Lake awake? Is he with us? No late cam up right now. Oh, their buy is a bit of a mess too. We are in the stickiest situation for both sides right here.
Ooh, bowled down to 60. Key and Dupree swallow their pride. Magisk forces led down the throat of Poison. Rush perhaps next up to the plate. The mollies could get a bit hot for Dupree. Strafes out, smoke to extinguish. A changing of the guard.
Ooh, okay. CT side looking for that information they can post up. That's pretty nice. I feel like Complexity, normally quite pacey.
Today we're learning the connector smoke with config. Nice and easy peasy. 45 seconds on the clock. He's waiting for the cue.
What time do you reckon it is? 40? And then Molly stops?
I mean,
Make
Rush
control.
kind of needs info here, but he's got nothing to set him up for it. I mean, this will be a dry duel. Will he be ready for the next? He's so low. Should be the off angle for Bubsky. Transfers. Config down. Looks like 15. They've only got 20 seconds. They don't have a backup plan here. There is nothing other than frag. Go frag, Obo. 18 seconds. Dire straits. He's ready for everything. But that's the end of Obo, and Blame too disconnected from the bomb. He'll go down to a no-scope, no less device. Still polished. Still shiny.
15 now. And I do find it crazy, though, in a world where Astralis, of course, do have the interchangeable players that they can still compete, even this early on in the look of it. Now, I don't know how long they've been working behind the scenes, but obviously, you know, Glaive's relatively new to come back to it. So it's really fun as a prospect. I'm sure if we get an interview, we can get more out of it.
Blame's face there is indicative of his reality. He knows that this is the best they can present for the final round of play. The money management of Astralis is going to best them here on regulation. And it's not to say it's out of the realms of possibility. We've seen multiple quasi-buy rounds from Complexity do get translated, but it's usually off the back of a boy called Obo. He's got the Galil, certainly does have the best bet again. It's never fun when that's the best weapon you're presenting into a final round of regulation. But a bitter pill, one they must swallow reluctantly. Bubsky not making any secret of his advance towards the pop dog position, and Poison is given the first fight. It's a tag exchange. Nobody's particularly worse for wear.
They still have a great deal of util left as well. They've managed to make it to the minute marker. You've got all your smokes, flashes, considering the buy that they had to come in with, prioritizing that substantially, of course, as Obo, your main instigator of pain here. But bear in mind, there's 2 players here posted up deep. They know there might be a threat of pistols. They know there might be a danger of people trying to get close. And Magus already finding Rush is going to make this a little easier. Oh, the timing falls away. Turns a flash, comes back around. And Glaive actually falling away from this.
Oh, spotted Obo emerging the smoke, and he's actually going to dart away. Bomb down. Smoke on config. They are going to go for a full 5-man retake with only 3 flashbangs. Bubsky, element of surprise for him here. And not caught off by Blame. Did take a deagle bullet in the process. Oh, Poison's just found 2 with the scouting. Very quick succession through one another even. Device and Glaive, is it really overtime with only pistols? They're running out of options, they're running out of time. Config found. Poison's got another one with the scout. I think they have. What a perfect round. No time, no hope. Poison just pops off with the scout, no less. MR3, 16K coming up after the break. Many considered Group B to be the death group, and already we're seeing in the opening game for Astralis and Complexity exactly what that's about. First map, Astralis is picked 15-15 and pulled across the line with Peanuts and Pocket Lint, thanks to Poison and his scout. And so we head over into quite a different territory. It's MR3 16K. Economy, less of an issue. Chad can have a snack. Myself and Lauren can guide you through how the first round does transpire. Already we're going to be seeing some early aggressions out of Config, and this is how they like to do it, catching them while they're doing the dance. Config, that's ambitious. Brings Device down to just 10 already. Look how much space he has taken from the CTs.
You couldn't ask for anything better. That little bit of a tag towards Ivy is perfect, and Config continues. Still looking for more. Magisto says no. It's a quick response and a bit of a shutdown. Pace now dwindling. The T's lose numbers. But Poison last time took them here, and he might just keep them in this round. Still, a 1v2. Bomb well out of reach. And they've fallen back to backtracks.
Bomb. Okay. Now, Poison might just go for a pause here, and if Astralis were to play standard, he can then operate under the assumption that there would be a 1 CT on each site. However, as he looks to relocate and reposition, the options he's faced with is Inner or Ivy. Opts for the latter. And he'll have to be careful as to when he hits that walk key, otherwise Magis is going to be given all that information for free. Gratuit. En français. Tough duel to win here for Poison. Hasn't been spotted out by Magis Jiggle yet. Could be timed here. Okay. 19. If he plans connector side, that would be inspired. Glaive should find him though. If he gets him, will he have time to plant? He could. You could hear him. Oh, and that was his best shot. Oh. What do you do now? He's going to get shot in the booty. Yeah, that's a shame. 31 though, and Magis gets all the credit because that looked fantastic. That was everything Cole had counted on in order to make that round winner happen. Config's out. He's not dead. He's got the first kill. He's pressured the AWP off Ivy. It looked fantastic until this man started filling the feed. And let's see it from his POV now. Oh, that angle. Config on the bomb train. Wasn't ready for that. Obo panicking and paranoid about Pop. And that's the end of that. So first round goes Astralis' way in this overtime.
Okay, right back into it. And a couple of interviews I've been trying to read into of Astralis talking about this roster change depending on opponent. They theorize they might do the roster switches, Olzonic says, but back to that because Rush is living up to the name. Straight out into the fire and the flames. Bobski well and truly up for the task though, getting 2 there, and even Dupree's nade finding Blame. So T-side looking a little worse for wear. This has been a bit brutal, really.
Yeah, good grief.
Not sure if Poison's the man you want last alive in the clutch situations, as he'll go down yet again, having the AWPer trying to clutch. It's never an easy task unless the kills get delivered your way. But leading the charge, 28 to the name. We were saying in the pre-show that if there was a map he was going to step up on, Train, definitely a specialty for some AWPers out there. Here's Bubsky up close and personal. Now that the money is looking a little bit better, the AUG can come out to play. And what was a tightly contested affair is now running away from Complexity, and if they're unable to convert a single T-side round, Astralis with that default spread, eventually they'll crack through in one of the 3 that they might have to work with, but let's see if they can get there first.
Arc is set. That's what they want. That one on the board. I guess this time focus towards Ivy. It's the little peak that we've been seeing them trying to opt for.
More and more teams are doing that. More and more corners. And this time, Obo will be forced to watch the final round of this overtime's first half. He's loud. They're not quite going to connect. Certainly not noteworthy damage, given their AK-47s in their hands. This could have an impact, though. 2 players leaning into the pop dog position, and now Molotov, they'll just be forced to evacuate. There was no one to punish from main. That was what could have occurred. Instead, they'll be able to regain full control. Smoke on top of it, and now with 38 seconds left, they're smoked out of main. Oh, this looks like dire straits. Already at a man disadvantage. Device just cycling through his nades. Maybe that frag from Blame F could incite some confidence, but they're coming out main now with 20 seconds to go.
Oh, this feels horrible. I hate all of it. That's going to alleviate some of the pressure, I guess.
what?
Okay, this helps. How is this happening? And now the two at the back, Glaive and Device. Okay, stop
he
the
gets
plant.
him. 9 seconds, they scoop it up. Device, he can't knock off that plant. They have repositioned to a safe angle, but he will give it his best shot. Seems he opts for the Deagle here. Closing that close line config close to the site. E-box a possibility, and the elevation works. Good turnaround. My God, with 20 seconds left, that was dire, but Magisk just gets a little timed. All of that attention from main. It was a great timing on the flank from Ivy. That was Poison's frag and contribution as well, and this was how it all ended. So 2-1 in Astralis' favor from the second series of today. First overtime, first half. Heading now into Complexity's defense. Astralis, they had a very solid T side. Was it 9 in the end or 8?
8-7, I believe.
Okay,
A bit of a double AWPs coming out here for Complexity. That's a change up on their CT side. Now remember, they found a lot of success on their low buy rounds. They don't have that luxury in overtime.
This is a very aggy angle from the double AWP. Ooh, this could be an embarrassing way to go down. There he is, plucked from the air. It's information, but they know there's another one there. They don't care, they'll back up.
Strangely large amount of information revealed on both sides. Considering the amount they probably saw, it's probably going to encourage his B hit, but Obo's been sublime at the hold so far, but it is going to be Bubsky who eventually works his way through. The molly goes deep, it gets extinguished, but now you've got Config on the lurk. Dupree checks it, still dies. Nice work from Config, getting right in between them.
Yeah, this is magnificent. Nothing they can do. Complexity are going to level things out here. Not a team you can write out of many rounds. This one was a quick one. Trying to walk contact, and Obo playing well ahead of his years, Chad. I mean, I've seen great players struggle to hold inner against Astralis, and Obo's dropping 30 and no sweat on his brow.
He's been doing a fantastic job, and I think that boot camp they had earlier in the year here where they were, let's say, marooned in Europe, he probably had to do a lot of maturing being away from home as a youngster,
Gosh, yeah.
not only in and out, like inside the server and outside of the server, right? These are circumstances that nobody was expected to come in with 2020, and he had his big brother Rush there to help him through, the major champion with Cloud9 back there in 2018. Done a good job destabilizing the default, and what that has forced is Astralis to no longer go for this spread. Over towards Ivy, they might go for an information play in a moment. Dupree, okay, he's going to trade out 1-for-1, and it will be straight towards inner. So Obo, we need some more of what we've seen.
The timing's everything. Device, I thought his timing could have been, if it was a second earlier, it could have been different, but he does get the frag on the first. Bubsky now teed up for the second, pushes forward, dies, but he buys time. These shots, Blame F, taking personal charge of the final moments of that round.
Wow. Wow. Complexity. This is map point. They'll have all the cash to splash. Dupree making sure the AWP is in the right hands. Double AWP for the CT side. 3 in play in total. We'll see that again from Blame's POV, because this second shot, he's taking that with conviction. Realizes he's not going to be able to track the moving target and finishes it off anyway. Really good shooting from the in-game leader. Tactical timeout prior to what will be either Complexity taking Astralis' map pick, or will this be another overtime? Bubsky. Of course, Device has got the HD 4K 60 FPS webcam.
Oh, he's doing the content,
I
right?
expect nothing less.
Keeping it clear, keeping it clean. I'm just curious as to what the call can be coming out on the side of things from Astralis here, because the default, what I was meaning with being unraveled and disrupted, is the 2 aggressive players over towards Ivy in Rush and Blame. So they're making sure that they take that map control away from Astralis. And if you unravel a kill there, even if you trade 1-for-1, the pressure that they can apply on that side of things completely goes out the window. So back in we go. Astralis looking like they are going with more of the same. Pre-main. Over towards Ivy, 2 players. AWP with Device. Winning this duel could be absolutely everything, but once again, the CT side doing the same setup.
And the same result. Double for Rush on that AWP. That's phenomenal. Again, Astralis forced into dire circumstance very early into the piece. If they can't rock Config's world on the way out here, I'd be concerned for Oh my goodness, it's timing here. As the smoke fades, Config looking for the one, gets quickly traded. Flash does catch Glaive off, but he'll throw out one of his own and he gets the sitter. Rush down, forced a clutch on his debut. Poison says no, Complexity will take Train, Astralis' map pick, and it concludes the Juggernaut.